Let us examine the title of the poem, The Second Coming. W.B.Yeats was something of a perfectionist. Sometimes I think that he had OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. He spent long hours, long days, long weeks, sometimes even long months, polishing up his poems. He believed that every part of the poem is important. There are poets who do not attach much significance to the titles of their poems. W.B.Yeats was not one of them. He thought that the title is a very important part of the poem because it is the part of the poem which strikes the eye of the reader first. It is said that W.B.Yeats chose the title of the poem under discussion after much thought, much consideration. He tried out several options, including second birth, but was not satisfied with those options and finally hit on the title, The Second Coming. There is no doubt that it is a very appropriate title, and a better title cannot perhaps be suggested for the poem. What is the title of the poem? The Second Coming. Please notice the use of the definite article, the. The title of the poem is not Second Coming, but The Second Coming. The title makes it clear that the poem does not discuss in a vague manner second comings in general, but discusses one specific second coming. Any Christian, any person with some exposure to the Holy Bible will immediately recognize that the second coming is the second coming of Jesus Christ, whose second coming is spoken of in the Bible in the books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and Revelation. The second coming is one of the foundational concepts of Christianity. And it would hardly be an exaggeration to say that the entire religion of Christianity is a sort of preparation for the second coming of the Lord. Thus, the title of the poem deliberately creates the impression in the mind of the reader that this poem is about the second coming of Jesus Christ. But by the time one completes reading the poem, one realizes that the second coming spoken of in the poem is not the second coming of Christ, but the advent of something dramatically different from Jesus. One would even say that It is the advent of something completely opposed to everything that Jesus stood for. The poem does not give a detailed description of the figure whose advent is the subject matter of the poem, but refers to it as the rough beast. It is not clear who this rough beast is. It appears that the rough beast is a kind of antichrist, the personal opponent of Christ, opposed to everything that Christ stood for. It has to be remembered that this poem was written by W.B.Yeats when he believed that the world was coming to an end. At any rate, the Western world was coming to an end. The Christian world was coming to an end. Balachandra Rajan explains that the rough beast is the specific executioner of Western civilization. Thus, the title of the poem refers to the second coming not of Jesus Christ, but of the specific executioner of Christian civilization.